Today I'm going to explain about the some basics program and some important program of the Java based on if else and switch case. If you will able to understand this type of program, it means the basic of if else and switch case is clear to you all. The first question, write a program to accept a number and check whether the number is divisible by 3 or not. And 3 as well as from 5. Otherwise, decide is the number divisible by 3 not by 5. So, for one condition for this, we have to give is the number divisible by 5 and not by 3. One condition we have to give for this is the number neither divisible by 3 not divisible by 5. So, for one condition we have to give for this and write the program to display the message accordingly. Let's see how to write the program of this question. Simply I have taken number, which number I have to divide from the 3 and 5. So after accepting the number through the scanner class, I have declared the object of a scanner class, and through that we have entered a value in dot next. Now I'm going to take the first condition. What is that first condition? The first condition is the number divisible by 3 and not by 5? So I will check the condition. Number is divisible by 3 and number is divisible by 5. Yes, divisible by 3 and 5. Else if means what? If the condition will be, if this condition will be false, means if that number is not divisible by 3 and 5, then only it will come to the else if part. Number modulo 3 equals to 0. Means system.out.println divisible by 3 but not by 5. Else if num modulo 5 equals to 0, divisible by 5 but not by 3. If out of these three conditions no any condition will be true, it means neither divisible by 3 nor by 5. These are the simple steps, simple way. With the help of that you can write the program. First I have checked for the both, and means this should be also true and this also should be true, and this is for 3 only and this is for 5 only. And if it will be divisible from both the numbers, so here only it will be a stop, it will not come to the else part. So this is now no syntax error. I am going to compile this program. Okay, let enter any values. Suppose I will enter 50. So divisible by 3 as well as 5. Yes. Divisible by 3 as well as 5. Let again it compile it. Now you enter 20. So 20 is divisible by 5, not divisible by 3. Divisible by 5 but not by 3. So like that coding you can do for the particular program. Now come to the next program. The next program is write a program to input year and check whether it is a leap year, a century leap year, or a century year but not a leap year. Simple input, I have given 2000. So it is century leap year. Now, what will be the condition for a leap year? What will be the condition for the century leap year? And what will be the condition for the century year but not a leap year? Let's see what to do here. Due to the lack of time, I have already write the code. Then after I start recording the video, because it will take so much time. No, that's why. Now see, a scanner class I have already taken. Class century leap year. Now accepted year. Enter the year to check. So year equal to in dot next it. Now for the leap year, it should be divisible by 4, and also it should not be divisible by 100. The condition for the leap year, it should be divisible by 4 but not from the 100, then it will be it is a leap year. If it will be divisible by 400, it is a century leap year. If it is divisible by 400, so it is a century leap year. And if it is divisible by 100, so it is a century year but not a leap year. So simple condition. If divisible by 4 not divisible by 100, leap year. Divisible of 400, century leap year, and divided by 100 is only century year but not a leap year. Else if I have given, it means this condition should be false, and if this condition will be false, then only it will come here, and then after it will come here. Any I will enter, I will show you the program for this. I'm going to enter any particular year. Suppose I have entered 2000. It is a century leap year. Why? Because it is divisible by 400. That's a century. And also by 4. 4 and 400. That's why it's a century. Okay, students. Now move to the next question. The next question is, write a program to input two unequal positive number and check whether they are perfect square number or not. User enter a negative number, then the program display the message a square root of negative number can't be determined. Now see, a square root means, suppose 81 is here. So a square root of 81 is what? 9. 100 is here. So a square root of 100 is what? 10. So how you will calculate this? First I will find the SQRT, a square root of 81. So the square root of 81 is what? 9. Now I will subtract 9 minus 9. So what will be the output? 0. If it will be 0, it means it is a perfect number. Sorry, a square, perfect a square root, a perfect square number. Now how you will check? Suppose I will put 80. The input I will give 80. So the output will become, or the square root will come 8 point something. Suppose 8.89 will come, or anything. For 80, the square root of 80 is what? 8.89. Now I'm going to subtract the 8.89 minus floor of this number. Floor of this number means what? What is the ceil and floor function? Floor means simply it will return 8, and ceil means it will return 9. So floor of this number is what? 8. What will be the value here? 8.9. So 0.8.9. So it means what? It's not equals to 0. It means 80 is not a perfect square number. So this is the logic that we will give in the program. Let's see what will be the logic for this. I have taken first number, I have taken also second number. Okay, up to here no problem. Through the util and a scanner class, I have taken these two numbers. If it will be greater than lesser than 0 and lesser than 0, it means negative number. So square root of negative number can't be determined. Less than 0 means what? Minus only. So negative root or a square root of negative number can't be determined. Okay, that message only I have. Now a square root of a math.sqrt, a square root of b math.sqrt b. So what will be the square root? Now I will check that it is perfect square or not. So boolean data. Boolean data means either it will be written true or false. Either it will return true or false. Is perfect square equals to a square root a. A square root a means just now I shown you here only. See, a square root of a means a square root of 81 is 9 minus math.floor a square root of a means if the square root will be in the point, so that point will be removed and the basic things will be appear. Suppose the square, if I will use floor 8.9, so the floor value will be 8 only. Understand? Now 8.9 minus 8, it's not equals to 0, it means it's not a perfect square. But if I will enter 81, so what will be the square root of a? 9. 9 will be the square root. Now 9 minus 9.0, 9.0. So the floor of 9.0 is what? 9 only. So 9 minus 9 equals to 0. This is the basic concept I have used. So I have already checked a and b. When it will be true, when the value of this and this will be equal and this result will be 0. So both will be true. If both will be true, then they are perfect square. If a will be perfect square, it means a is perfect square but b is not perfect square. If b will be there, so a is not a perfect square but b is perfect square, else both are not a perfect square. So simply I have checked from the two logic only. Is a perfect square for checking purpose, is b perfect square for the checking. Now done. Now if I will compile this program, you will see this. It is good now. Perfect square. Okay, okay, okay. Suppose first number I have entered 81 and 100. They are perfect square number. Okay. Once again I will compile this and I will enter any other number like 30 and 40. Both are not perfect square number. So like that only you can do and you can write this type of program. The next program is without using if-else statement and ternary operators, accept three unequal number and display the second smallest number. So to find the second smallest number and without using if else, what you will do, first I will find the greater number. Okay, greater number, and then after I will find the smallest number. First I will find the greater number and then after I will find the smallest number, and I'll find the sum of all the numbers. So sum will be a, suppose a b c will be there, so a plus b plus c. It means sum of these numbers is this one, but the greater is 82 and the smaller is 34. Now in the sum of these three number I will subtract the sum of these two numbers. What we will get? We will get the third number. Understood now? So first I'm going to find the minimum and then maximum, and then after addition of minimum and maximum I will subtract the summation of these three number. Let's see the program for that. First I have taken the scanner class public static void main string args enter three unequal number, first number, second number, third number, a b c. Sum already I have calculated. Why? Because the minimum and maximum I will subtract. Suppose b is the minimum and a is the minimum, so I will subtract these two numbers. So what we will get? See, suppose b is the minimum and c is the maximum, so I will subtract these two. So what we will get? A. That's why first we got the sum. Now we are going to get the big number, the greater number. So math.max a b. Suppose a and b, b is greater, so now big to compare with c. For example, I am going to take an example 20, 25 and 27 or 22. So the greater number is 25 and the smaller is 20. The second smallest will be 22. Now in big, in the largest number, what we will going to store? 25. How it will possible? See, a and b, which number is greater? 20 and 25. 25 is greater, so in the big now 25 is stored. Now the value of big is what? 25. So 25 and value of c is what? 22. 25 and 22. Which number is greater? 25. So 25 will be stored in big. We got the big number. Now a small number. Math dot mean AB. Which number is the smallest? 20. 20 will be stored in a small. Now math dot mean 20 and 22. Which number is the smallest? 20. So a small will be stored in 20. In a small 20 is stored and in big 25 already is stored. Now what will be the result? Is the second smallest number. So sum. Sum is what? A plus b plus c minus big minus a small. So the second smallest is compiled. The simple logic is you find the value, okay, and simply you can minimum and maximum. After finding the minimum and maximum value 23 and 40, see a second smallest number 30, because the smallest number is 23, second smallest number is 30. So like that only you can do this. Okay, now after finding the greatest and the smallest, you subtract from the sum of all these three numbers. Now one more important question I'm going to explain, that given below is a hypothetical table showing rate of income tax for an Indian citizen who is below up to 60 years. Okay. Now write a program to input the name, age, and taxable income. Now see, See here, name, age and taxable income. So three input you have to take. If the age is more than 60 years, then display the message wrong category. If the age is less than or equal to 60 years, then compute and display the income tax payable along with the name of taxpayer as per the table given below. So if the age is less than 60 years, then up to 2,50,000 the income tax is nil, means zero. More than 2,50,000 and less than 5 lakh, T1 tax which you got here and calculated here, T1 minus 160, 10%. So how you will calculate this, about that I am going to explain, and according to that only all the things is happening here. And how to calculate and how to write the program for this, let's see. First you open the editor, a standard class, name I have accepted, age I have accepted, and taxable income also I have accepted. Now if age is greater than 60, so simply wrong input, because the question is telling like that only. Question is telling that if the age is, if the age is more than 60 years, say if the age is more than 60 years, then display the message wrong category. So I have displayed all these things. Now next, else, if it is less than 60 or equal to 60, so it will come to the else part. If the age will be less than 60 or equal to 60, so it will come to the else part. If the taxable income less than equals to 2,50,000, so tax is 0. Else if it will be less than 50,000 but greater than 25,000, means taxable income minus 1,60,000 into 10%. If the age is greater than 5 lakh and lesser than 10 lakh, so T1 minus 5 lakh into 20%. If it will be above than 10 lakh, so 94, because when you will subtract this 10,000 from the taxable income, so you will get 94, and like this one you will calculate, so 30%. Simple code is there. Now print the name and tax payable, compile it. Now you will get the output. Suppose I have entered 5. See, age, in the place of name I have entered by mistake it. Okay, no problem. 5. See, tax payable 34,000, and your name is this. By mistake I wrote this name here. You have to enter your name, because in string all data types can be stored. That's why it's no any errors and compilation error will come here, or exit or runtime error, because in string any data types can be stored. The value of any data type can be stored. Okay, this is all about this particular session. Next topic will be very interesting topic, that I will explain about the loop, for, while and do while loop. So kindly come and watch this and see all the things about particular video. Have a nice day.